G'day everyone, Prep Aussie here. I hope you're all well in whatever the part of the world you're watching this video. Today is the 28th of the 12th, 2017, and the time here is 19:57 PM, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Well folks, I haven't done a video since the last one, which was the executive order day. And the reason I haven't done it is because I've been sitting back and just watching what's been going on. And I had something like 20,000 hits on my last video, which was nice because people obviously got the message. So what I'm going to do for you today is actually show you a few things to help you guys prepare. Okay. This is my actual site for my last video, and this is obviously going to be more directed at Aussies because you know, we've got a lot at stake here. As I said before, if America sneezes, we catch a cold, and we're going to the point where America is going to catch a cold, so we're going to get pneumonia. Excuse me. I just want to read this post here from Snapper. Another Aussie here. QAnon said study and prepare, and that is correct. He's also said that we'll all be safe. He's also said to study and prepare a lot, actually. My main purpose here is just to reiterate that you need to prepare. It's as simple as that. We're being told what's going on 100% here, folks. And this has never happened before in history. So we're actually being told exactly what's going on. Now, as I said, I've been watching what's been going on, and it's now time for something big to snap. You've got people being taken to Gitmo Bay in America. Well, you know, people aren't putting there's about 50 CEOs that are resigned. There's American congressmen, congresspeople that are resigning, senators. Look, folks, this is going to the wire. And I just want to show you something. But let me read this first. QAnon said study and prepare. Yes, he did. You're actually being told to prepare, folks. Because when this really does hit the fan, can you imagine going to your parents, if you're 50 like me, and your parents aren't really that high up in the emails, etc. Well, you're going to go to your parents, and they're just not going to believe this shit. They really aren't. When this really comes to pass, and it comes down hard, people are literally going to have to go to hospital because they're going to be hyperventilating. That's how big this is. It's a new paradigm in everyone's thought processes after this. We're never going to be the same ever again. And I hope everyone understands that. The masses tend to panic in such situations. No war, no civil unrest, clean and swift. We need to be the ones who explain what is going on to others. And yes, we do. The best we can. Consider what people are ready to hear. Try to keep them calm. Let's stick together. This is going to be great. Well, yeah, it is going to be great, but listen, as I said, you're going to have a shit fight time on your hands trying to make people understand exactly what is going on. Because don't forget, you have a whole millennial, you know, the millennials, they don't hear anything except what is pumped into their brain by YouTube, Facebook. They don't do Twitter, Instagram. So the kickback is going to be massive from that generation on its own. I've tried to explain to my kids what's going on, and they've actually started coming on board. But even then, it's still, they're still not understanding exactly what's going on. So let's move on. This is Trump's executive order. blocking the property of persons involved in serious human rights abuses or abuse or corruption. Now, in my in the post of my last video, someone brought up an important point. What happens if a country gives money to the Clintons? Well, let's just read and see what it says, eh? Any foreign person determined by the Secretary of the Treasury in consultation with the Secretary of State and the Attorney General. And then it goes down. C. To be or have been a leader or official of an entity, an entity including any government entity that is engaged in or whose members have engaged in any of the activities described in sections 2A, 2B, 1 or 2 or IB2 of this section relating to the leaders or officials' tenure or. So I wonder if there's been a phone call to Australia as yet as regards to this, because guys, we had a duly elected Prime Minister here who was given the big hoof because he wanted to turn things around, him and Joe Hockey, and we ended up with a Goldman Sachs puppet boy. So I wouldn't mind betting, folks, in the next couple of days that we're going to see some interesting shenanigans going on in Canberra, where the likes of Malcolm Turnbull et al. Have all their blust and buster taken out of them. This is going to go very, very deep into Australian, as it is into all countries, to be or have been a leader or official of an entity, including any government entity that has engaged in or whose members have engaged in any of the activities described in subsections. So let's just look at this one. Taxpayers, $75 million to the Clinton Foundation. This is all true, folks. We actually gave the Clintons money, 75 million of our own money. It wasn't actually 75 million. It actually ended up being 100 million. The Australian government gave the Clinton Foundation $100 million, folks, of our own money. Taxpayers' money. And this is interesting because this was written February 20th, 2016. Now listen, read this bit on the bottom here. It is not clear why Canberra had to go through an American foundation to deliver aid to Asian countries. There is now every chance the payments will become embroiled in presidential politics. Give this man a star for journalism. Greg Sheridan. Greg, you are 100% right, mate. We are entering into a shitstorm, and people are going to go down for giving money to this corrupt entity. Julia Gillard lavished an unprecedented $292 million in taxpayer dollars on the Clinton-dominated Global Partnership for Education, where she was later appointed chair. Imagine the hows if Tony Abbott had underwritten a Bush-backed charity and saw his career simply prosper. Are you getting it now, folks? Are you now getting this? If you're in Australia, you need to share this, because this shit is going to hit our shores pretty soon. We gave this crook $292 million. But let's read on. Australian governments have, both Labor and Coalition, have thrown more than $500 million in foreign aid over the past few years at a pair of charities associated with US Democratic power brokers and acolytes. The latest giveaway was $140 million, announced by Abbott's Foreign Affairs Minister Julie Bishop in June 2014. The $140 million pledge went to an amphoreous, scandal-plagued US-based education and gender parity charity chaired since February 2014 by none other than our ex-PM Julia Gillard, concurrently a prominent member of Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign. The charity is called Global Partnership for Education. If you're in Australia, share this video, because we are going to watch our government implode on itself, folks. This is a monumental day in our history, because the US government is going to confiscate this money. And what needs to be asked is why this money was given to them in the first place. It's actually illegal, folks. It's highly illegal. It's actually extremely illegal. In America, if you can, please get this out to everybody, because this is going to bring down the Australian government. Couple of more things, folks. Sorry, wrong one. This is, if you haven't seen this video, please go to BP Earthwatch's latest video, To Kill a Mockingbird, TikTok. Everything that Q has said has come true. December 18th, clock started, 10 days. Well, I'm in the 28th. In America, you're just coming into the 28th. Today is the day of days, folks. We have people disappearing, going to Gitmo Bay. We have people's Twitter accounts being closed down. It's going to hit the fan, folks. And if you're not prepared, then I feel sorry for you. Get in your cars, go downtown, fill up your cars, get your dairy cans, fill them up, because when this shit hits the fan, folks, it's going to... The world economy is going to grind to a halt. That's how bad this is going to be. For no other reason, it's just that people just aren't going to be able to understand what's going on. You've been warned to prepare. Study and prepare. Clock started, 10 days. They can't keep going forever doing this, folks. They're going to bring it down. And they're going to come into the new year on a high. And a new world government organisation will, or the new world order will be gone. 2018 is that date. Please, please get ready. Folks, if I can ask you all to in America, if you could pass this video on so people like Jesse get it from BP Earthwatch, because it's that important. This is how important this is, folks. These corrupt governments are now going to fall. And of course there's going to be a power vacuum, a massive power vacuum, especially here in Australia. But duly elected people like Tony Abbott will come back into power and they will make Australia great again. The only reason they got rid of him, folks, was because they wanted all the crap to be hidden. Although he's no shining knight. I'm sure he's done a lot of crooked things, or, you know, wrong things. Right, I saw this and I thought this was fantastic. Luke 8:17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. How true is that, folks? How true is that? Right, folks, as always, I'm going to finish off with the Lord's Prayer. Now more than ever, and I mean this with all seriousness in my heart, now more than ever, you need to turn your heart spiritual, because, or let spiritual into your heart, because there is nothing else now, folks. Do you understand that? We're going back to what used to be good and wholesome on this earth. We're getting rid of the crap. And it won't be easy. And if you remember the Lord's Prayer, that'll hold you in good stead for what's coming. The Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory for ever and ever. Amen. God bless all. Prep out.